Hello, I'm Deepak Mukhi, the Program Director of OPUS, the Oxford Program for Undergraduate Studies. We've been looking after well-qualified juniors from universities across the United States for over 20 years. Students are taught by Oxford faculty in the same way and to the same standard as Oxford undergraduates. I invite you to explore the different aspects of our program and the beautiful city of Oxford. If you are ready for one of the most rewarding and satisfying intellectual adventures of your life, we'd love to hear from you. Goodbye and good luck.
This is the OPUS office. It is located right in the city center of Oxford, close to practically everything. The program is run by Deepak and Carol, and it has a wide variety of resources available, including books, hair dryers, electric converters, you name it. We visit the office each week to sign attendance and check in so Carol and Deepak know that we're doing well. Tutorials are the major part of OPUS, so we asked Dr. Martin Holmes to give you an idea about them.
The tutorial system is meant to be challenging but not intimidating. It's just the student and the tutor, so there's nowhere for the student to hide in a way there would be in a large lecture hall. But the student and the tutor work together. So the student will prepare a paper, roughly about 2,000 words, read the paper out during the tutorial, but the tutor will interrupt the student with questions. Now equally, the student may well have questions for the tutor, and I ask my students to bring along a whole list of questions for me. So the tutorial is not just an exchange of information, it's an exchange of ideas as well. It's that mixture of ideas and information. The objective, from my position as a tutor, is to get the students to think about each topic at the most sophisticated intellectual level.
I like to go to the upper reading room in the Bodleian Library. I really like all the natural lighting there.
I go to coffee shops, usually. I go to Java & Co. and Quarter Horse. Those are my two favorites.
I go to study at the Bodleian. It's very quiet, so you can get a lot done, and it's beautiful scenery.
OPUS students have access to 3 libraries: Bodleian, the Oxford Union, and the OPUS Library, and they're all in the center of town.
I wish I brought my running shoes because I'm constantly in the library thinking, oh, it'd be so great to go on a run right now.
I wish I hadn't brought books from home. There's not enough time to read them, and the Bodleian Library has a lot of books on its own.
I wish that I had brought more formal wear. I was not expecting to be invited to so many formal events, so if I had brought another tuxedo or a suit, that would have made me feel more well prepared.
Oxford is a beautiful place to live. OPUS students can get around by walking, biking, or taking public transit. We each live in flats with other OPUS students, and we have a bedroom to ourselves, which comes in handy when you're writing papers. You could easily spend hours just wandering around the cobblestone streets and looking at all the shops. There are also many historic pubs where you can go with your friends to try some true English brew.
I really liked Broughton Manor because I felt like I was in a Jane Austen movie, and it was just beautiful and really felt like authentic history.
I would say Stratford-upon-Avon. That's where Shakespeare was born. It was really cool seeing the home that he was raised in and the town in which he grew up.
The program takes you on various day trips every other weekend. One trip was to Warwick Castle, which just celebrated its 1101st birthday. We saw some dungeons, and we pretended to be in trouble ourselves. OPUS also took a trip to Stratford-upon-Avon to visit Shakespeare's birthplace. Some did a bit of play acting, and they even met Shakespeare's ghost. We also went to a falconry and got to meet and hold traditional English birds of prey, including the barn owl and then the tawny owl. The Roman baths in Bath, England were next, and we were able to walk around the place ancient Romans would go to bathe and drink the healing waters. The water doesn't taste very good, by the way. The Union is a great place to get connected in Oxford, and is located directly in the city centre. We asked our friend Charlie to show you around.
Behind me is the debating chamber of the Oxford Union, and we have Thursday night debates in there every week. We pick a different motion. Some of the motions this term have been things like, this house believes feminism has been hijacked by white middle-class women, which caused quite a stir, and this house believes the United States is institutionally racist, particularly relevant for American students. So it's great fun. It's very traditional and formal. The officers sit at the front in white tie. You have a person physically minuting the debate at the front, and we have the British parliamentary style, so any student during the debate can interrupt and ask a question of the speaker. It doesn't matter who it is. It can be a local academic, it could be David Cameron, Prime Minister of the country. If he says something you disagree with, you can stand up and say, on a point of information, and actually challenge him, which makes it quite a special event each week. So the Union Bar is a great place to come. Cheap drinks, particularly for members, and you can bring in your friends too, even if they're not members. Each Thursday night we have a debate in the chamber, and after that the president comes in here, stands on the bar counter over there, they ring the bell, everyone shuts up for a second, and they announce the results of the debates. And it can be particularly sort of contentious motion sometimes, so you have a bit of a clamour in here when the results are eventually read out. This is the old library of the Oxford Union. As you can see, it's decorated by a number of different murals made by program-led artists. It's a silent working library, so that's why I'm whispering. There are a number of different spaces where you can work and talk to different degrees in the Union. It's a beautiful space. It's run by students and for students. I was formerly the librarian. We have quite a good and healthy budget, so if ever you want a book that isn't here, you can recommend it, and within a week we have it here, ready for you to use. So it's good for student budgets.
A few weeks we were here, I just was constantly like, what are you saying? Like, what are you asking me right now? It's really a whole different language, even though it's still English.
I didn't expect the tradition. It's in everyone, and it's everywhere, and it's sometimes overwhelming.
I was not expecting such an overwhelmingly welcoming